Sprinting is running over a short distance at the topmost speed of the body in a limited period of time. It is used in many sports that incorporate running, typically as a way of quickly reaching a target or goal, or avoiding or catching an opponent. In athletics and track and field, sprints or dashes are races over short distance. They are among the oldest running competitions being recorded at the ancient Olympics. Three sprints are currently held at the modern Summer Olympic and Outdoor World Championship: the 100, 200, and 400 meters. The 100 meters or 100-meter dash is a sprint race in track and field competitions, the shortest common outdoor running distance. It is one of the most popular and prestigious events in the sports of athletics. It has been contested at the Summer Olympics since 1896 for men and since 1928 for the women. The World Championship 100 meters has been contested since 1983. The 200 meters or 200-meter dash is a sprint running event on an outdoor race 400-meter track. The race begins on the curb and ends on the home straight. The 200-meter places more emphasis on speed endurance than shorter sprint distance, as athletes predominantly rely on an aerobic energy system during the 200-meter sprint. Similarly to the other sprint distance, the 200-meter begins from starting blocks. When the sprinters adopt the set position in the blocks, they are able to adopt a more efficient starting posture and isometrically preload their muscles. This enables them to stride forwards more powerfully when the race begins and start faster. The 400 meters or 400-meter dash is a sprinting event in track and field competitions. It has been featured in the athletics programming at the Summer Olympics since 1896 for men and since 1964 for women. On a standard outdoor running track, it is one lap around the track. Runners start in staggered positions and race in separate lanes for the entire course. Like other sprint disciplines, the 400 meters involves the use of starting blocks. The runners take up position in blocks on the ready command, adopt a more efficient starting posture which isometrically preloads their muscles on the set command, and stride forward from the blocks upon hearing the starter's whistle. The blocks allows the runners to begin more powerfully and thereby contribute to their overall sprint speed capability. Relay race, also called relay. Track and field sport consisting of a set number of stages, usually 4, each leg run by a different member of a team. The runner finishing one leg is usually required to pass on a baton to the next runner while both are running in a marked exchange zone. In most relays, team members covered equal distance. In Olympic events, for both men and women, are the 400-meter or 4x1 and 1,600-meter or 4x4 meters relay. Hurdling is a sport in athletics or track and field in which a runner races over a series of obstacles called hurdles, which are set a fixed distance apart. Runners must remain in assigned lanes throughout a race, and although they may knock hurdles down while running over them, a runner who trails a foot or leg alongside a hurdles or knocks it down with a hand is disqualified.
Pag-usapan naman natin ang mga bagay na matutunan nyo sa middle and long distance running events. Una sa lahat, ano nga ba ang middle and long distance running? Ang middle and long distance running are running events in track and field. These events are also known as endurance running, as these events require sustaining the running speed and pace in a prolonged period of time. Physiologically, these events require stamina and mental strength and aerobic in nature. Ano ba ang pinagkaiba ng dalawang ito? Siyempre, yung distance covered races nila. Sa middle distance running, may dalawang events. Ito ay ang 800-meter run and 1,500-meter run. Sa long distance running naman, may events na 3,000-meter run, 5,000-meter run, 10,000-meter run, at ang 3,000-meter steeplechase run. Of course, tulad sa ibang sports, running events have specific skills that are needed to execute the events properly. Ang unang skill na tatalakayin natin ay ang endurance. Establishing endurance in running events, whether it is short distance even like 100 meter sprints or long distance race of 10,000 meter, is important in competing running events to finish it effectively. Keep in mind that the level of endurance will vary depending on the distance of the race or event. With this, long distance running require higher level endurance to finish the race. Endurance can be built or enhanced by practicing runs at equal or longer lengths. A runner should concentrate on distance first before speed to preserve their stamina. Kasunod naman ay ang pacing. It is important that runners who run in middle and long distance events to ration their energy and do not spend their energy in one portion of the race. Pace usually a small section of runners' overall distance. They need to run at an ideal interval time with combination of subsequent intervals to produce an overall ideal race time. This can be as simple as running a quarter mile in 90 seconds 4 times in a row for a total of 6-minute mile. Kasama rin sa skills ang sprinting. Sprinting is the fundamental to move up to a certain rank in competitive running races and finish it strong. A runner should practice sprinting both from a standstill to build strength, and during a run for them to build for the momentary strain of sprinting while already under duress. The latter is interchangeably referred to as interval training or the fartlek method. A runner can practice this by integrating intervals of short bursts of speed for 60 to 180 seconds into their runs. Sprinter running events in distance of 400 meter or less will want to focus more on increasing overall speed and high-capacity endurance. Ito ang huli at pinaka-importanting skills sa running event. Ito ay ang recovery. Recovery is essential for event runners, which includes cooling down, stretching, proper care, and rest. Runners can have a 5 to 10 minute jog after the running events to cool down. Once the runner heart rate has decreased, they can begin stretching. For stretching, thoroughly stretch the legs including the hamstring, calves, and quads. For proper care, if there is any soreness, ice the affected muscle and minimize strain until the pain subsides. Finally, every serious training or competition regimen should include at least 1 day of rest. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin ang mga nangyayari sa middle distance running events. Una ay ang 800 meter run. This is the shortest and common middle distance running event. It is run over 2 laps of the track with a staggered start. After 100 meters, the contestant break for the inside lane and run the race as a pack. So makikita nyo sa picture dyan, hinati yan ng dalawa. Kasi may rules dyan na kapag lampas ng walang contestant dyan, ganyan yung talaga yung setup nila kasi hindi siya kasya. So yung nasa lane 1 to 4, pwede na silang mag-cut agad sa lane 1. While yung nasa lane 5 naman, kailangan muna nilang i-follow yung assigned lane dyan bago makaapak dun sa break line. Dun na sila magka-cut ng lane. So makikita nyo rito yung position ng runner kung saan sila mag-i-start. So naka-staggered sila. So kapag walo lang yung contestant, i-assign sila dyan from lane 1 to 8. So yung rules dyan, kailangan muna nilang i-follow yung first 100 meter. Kapag nakaapak na sila dyan sa may break line, pwede na silang pumasok sa inner lane. Sunod naman ay ang 1,500 meter run. The 1,500 meter is the foremost middle distance track event in athletics. It was contested in Summer Olympics since 1896 and World Championships in Athletics since 1983. So dito ang position ng 1,500 meter run. So as soon as pinaputok na yung gun start, pwede na agad silang mag-cut sa inner lane. So tinatakbo ito ng 3 ikot at 300 meter. So tapos na tayo sa events under ng middle distance. So pag-usapan naman natin ang long distance running events. Una ay ang 3,000 meter run. The 3,000 meter run is also known as tricky race, whereas it is completed in 7 laps of 400 meter track outdoor or 15 laps of 200 meter track in indoor. Pangalawa naman ay ang 5,000 meter run. The 5,000 meter race is the most common long distance running event. It is run over 12.5 laps of a standard track. The race starts at the back stretch of the field. So dito nyo makikita ang starting position ng 5,000 meter run. So kagaya ng 1,500 meter run, so pagka gun start ng command, pwede na agad sila mag-cut sa lane 1. Pangatlo ay ang 10,000 meter run. The 10,000 meter run is common long distance running event. The event is part of the athletics program at the Olympic Games and the World Athletics Championships and is common at championships level events. The race consists of 25 laps around an Olympic-sized track. It is less commonly held at track and field meetings due to its durations. So, ito naman ang position ng 10,000 meter run. So kung saan sila magpi-finish, doon sila mag-i-start. Ito ay nagko-consist ng 25 lap race. So, kagaya ng example natin sa 800 kanina, ito naman yung rules niya. Kapag more than 20 runners, ihahati sila doon sa unahan. So, yung nasa unahan, saka na sila magka-cut after the first turn. So, yung dito naman sa may bandang finish line, pwede na sila agad mag-cut. Ang pinakahuli naman ay ang steeplechase run. Derived from the steeplechase horse racing, the foremost version of the event is 3,000 meter steeplechase. The next most common distance is 2,000 meter. The 1,900 Olympic featured the 2,000 meter steeplechase and a 400 meter steeplechase. So this is one of our example participating the UAAP season 81 under the 3,000 meter steeplechase. Ito naman ang setup ng 3,000 meter steeplechase. Binubuo ito ng 5 hurdle barriers. So, ang lalim dyan ng water pit is 12 by 12 or 3.66 mm. So, ang taas naman ng barriers dyan sa panlalaki ay 36 inches. Sa pangbabae naman ay 30 inches. So, sa starting naman nila, same lang din ng 1,500. Pwede na rin sila kaagad mag-cut ng lanes after pagkaputok ng gun start. Ngayon, ipapakita ko sa inyo ang video from Nathan for further explanation kung paano laruin ang 3,000 meter steeplechase.
Hey, what's up guys? Nathan here, and today I'm going to teach you how to run the steeplechase. So from the normal jump over the barrier to the water jump pit. Let's get started. First off, the steeplechase is a 3,000 meter race where the runners must clear 3-foot hurdle-like barriers. These barriers are wood with a soft cushioned outside. But don't be fooled, steeplechasers fear tripping over one of these because unlike the hurdles, they are thoroughly secured. As you approach the hurdle, you want to put your hands on it and completely dust it off. Just kidding. But like I said before, it's completely stationary and will not move if you hit it, so clearing it is imperative. Due to the muscular fatigue later in the race, when runners are tired, they're forced to step on and over the barrier because they cannot completely clear. Runners are not disqualified for this. The water pit jump is an essential part of this race, possibly the most exciting, seeing runners nearly clear a 12-foot long, 3-foot deep pool of water and continue on to the 3 normal barriers on the track. Now when clearing the water pit, you do the step over technique and try to jump over almost the whole pit if possible. If you jump too short, you'll struggle to get out of the water, but jump too long and you risk tripping and wiping out. When you connect with the track, you want to spring out as quick as possible. Here it is in action. Now that you know the basics of the steeplechase, it's time to race and take on some competition. P.S. There's no shame in taking a quick dip after steep run. Nathan Rodriguez, signing out.
Ngayon, ang pinaka-importanting part sa running events. The drills you can use to improve yourself before participating in any running events. These are the 8 essential drills from Coach Josiah Migdo that can you use along with your training regimen. Panatilihing naka-dorsiflex ang paa at panatilihing nasa sagittal plane ang mga galaw. Tulad ng A-skips but have quick transition mula sa isang paa tungo sa isa. Just like the A-skips pero extension sa tuhod. Make sure to allow the knee to come forward pero dising taas ng sa high knees drill. Similar to A-skips but go for more height. Use this to improve stabilization in frontal plane. This drill will improve your power and efficacy. Do not strain or sprint all out. Strides are controlled sprint. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin ang mga techniques and proper running forms when you are under running events sa track and field. Pag-usapan naman natin ang foot strike. Familiar ang heel strike sa running form ng mga taong inexperienced sa pagtakbo. Sa katunayan, mali itong form. Malaki ang risk of injury when using the heel strike form dahil off-balance ang pag-distribute sa power core. Ito naman ang tamang form para sa foot strike. Nakalapat ang paa sa landing. Makikita natin dito na nagkakaroon ng 90-degree angle paglapat ng paa sa isang runner. Napopromote nito ang equal distribution ng power and force sa iyong katawan which will provide a stability when you land. Ngayon naman, pag-usapan naman natin ang leg motion. Sa pagtakbo, we are performing a locomotive action. Therefore, dapat nating i-lift ang ating heel properly sa pamamagitan ng pag-elevate ng shin to promote high cadence para maiwasan ang anumang knee and joint pain after running. Next ay ang tamang posture ng core habang natakbo. Karaniwang nakikitang running form sa mga inexperienced runner ay ang sitting in the saddle position, na kung saan improper form ito na kung sa tutuusin out of balance posture. Instead, we should run tall, kagaya sa paglalakad, chin up, chest out. Always run in balance forward posture and keep running in a straight line. Sa pamamagitan ng pag-chest out, natutulungan natin ang diaphragm para sa better inhalation and exhalation. Gayon din naman sa pag-chin up dahil na-open natin ang thorax area natin. Dumako naman tayo sa arm motions. Karaniwang form ng mga inexperienced runner ay yung nakahukot habang natakbo. In fact, mali itong form ng pagtakbo. Also, huwag masyadong mababa ang kamay kapag natakbo or swing ang kamay side to side dahil masyadong maraming twisting na na-involved and therefore mataas ang naproproduce na torque. Dapat relax lang ang ating posture. Straight lang ang motion ng ating mga kamay. Kung maaari, compacted ang pag-swing ng arms habang natakbo. Kapag compact ang ating kamay, less torque ang naproproduce ng katawan and therefore nakakatulong ito sa pag-speed up natin habang natakbo. Dumako naman tayo sa officials na involved sa running events. Meet director, the one responsible for the general organizations of the officials. Head referee, the one responsible for enforcement of rules and interpretations in case of conflicts or judgment calls. Clerk of the course, the one responsible for checking in all athletes before their event starts. Starter includes the head starter and the false start judge, in which they organize the athletes at the starting line of running events and start the race. Finish line, responsible for recording the finish of the athletes in the events. Timing, responsible for setting up the timing shed at the finish line and all of the electronic equipment that records the starts and finish of all events. Recording, responsible to download all of the finish information from the timers and organize it to publish results. Running officials watches the lane infraction, judging and moving hurdles and judging relay hand-ups. Syempre, kagaya ng ibang sports, mayroong rules and regulation na kailangan sundin kapag ikaw ay isang runner for running events sa track and field. Una ay ang starting commands. The command shall be on your marks, and once the competitors are ready, and the gun will be fired. Dito sa 800-meter run, runners will run in the lanes through the first turn as far as the nearer edge of the break line, where athletes may leave their respective lanes. So in 1,500-meter run and above, waterfall start shall be used, and pwede na sila kaagad mag-cut sa lane after the gun start fired. In fall start, only one false start per race shall be allowed without the disqualification of the athlete. Any athlete responsible for further false starts in the race shall be disqualified. Keep your own lane. In all races run in lanes, each competitor shall keep within his or her allocated lane from start to finish. No pushing of other athletes. If a competitor is pushed or forced by another person to run outside his or her lane, and if no material advantage is gained, the competitor should not be disqualified. Keep track of other athletes. If an athlete either runs outside his or her lane in the straight or run outside the outer lane on the bend with no material advantage thereby being gained, and if no other runner is obstructed, then the competitor shall be not disqualified. And that's it. That's all you need to know for the middle and long distance running events. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned a lot from this formative video.